All right, let's try this thing again. One more again. The Houston Texans are still the king of the South.
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go. Hard work, work. Everybody doing it right. Hard work, work, work. That's what you say. Hard work, work, work. Earn my pay. Hard work, work. Hard work, do it every day. Hard work, work. Get up out of 2:45. Hard work, work. To go and earn my pay. Hard work, work. Boots on and lace.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? You're tuned to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app. Hold on, let me fix myself. Get yourself right, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Big Sarge Media. And make sure you are following me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. Like, comment, share, tell your people about it. Tell your people to tell their people about it. Let somebody know. Tell them we here for the happy hour. We here. We here. Now, hold on for a second. I get a little something in my spirit, right? Just get a little something in my spirit. That's all. All right. How y'all doing? You late, Sarge, but I'm gonna let you make it. I told you I had a very, very important meeting today. I told you that. I said, Tate, I got a meeting today. Well, I'm gonna try to make it for 3:30. I just couldn't make it back. The meeting went very well. Got some things coming down the pipe. Hold on for 1 second. Well, hello, ma'am. I was starting to think that you didn't like me anymore. Thank you for joining. I know it's been a minute, but I've been consistent. Alexis, I have been consistent with these shows. What is this? It's the third day in a row. This is two-a-day today. I done done 2 shows today. This is my second show today. I'm back. I told you I'm back. Queena, hey, look, Queena said come back. Amen. Amen. What up, though? What up, though? How y'all doing? Y'all good? How's y'all Friday? Let me know. What's going on? What y'all got planned for the weekend? That's what I be wanting to know sometimes. I be like, look, only because like I ain't in these streets no more, y'all. I didn't been out of these streets for so long. Shit, they didn't change the name of them. Hell, I done been out of these streets so long, they done got 2 more different area codes. Hold on for a second. Oh, you surely was. My bad. I didn't see you though. I seen it late. Let me take that back. I seen it late. What's going on? Man, look, it ain't a lot. It is not a lot. It is not a lot. It is not even, it isn't the equivalent to, it ain't even the equivalent to a drink. It's like to a drink. I got to work tonight. That ain't even the equivalent to a drink. I don't drink. I don't drink. First of all, I'm not. Let me tell y'all something about me. I'm not a drinker, right? I'm a social drinker. Now I will sip. I'll sip a little something, but I'm not a drinker. I don't drink like that. I like it kind of looks. I had some childhood trauma behind alcohol, but then I'm just gonna be honest with you. I just naturally don't really like the taste of alcohol unless it's like it got to be sugared up. Like I gotta have soda, I gotta have grenadine in it. Like I just can't like nah, I ain't no drinker like that. Like I be seeing these dudes be drinking Hennessy straight out. I'm like, bro, how you taking Hennessy? Like how you drinking Hennessy straight out the bottle? Bro, is that Crown Royal out the bottle? Well, I mean, when I first started taking shots, I felt like somebody look. I had to sit down. Hey, let me take this shot, bro. But hold on for a second. Hey, listen. Yes, I am what you consider a lightweight. I am, when it comes to liquor and alcohol, I'm a lightweight. Ever told y'all the story? I ain't never told y'all the story about me drinking wine. I told that story on here before. I told that story on here before. Hold on for a second, cuz we're gonna have to do it this way. Y'all hold on a second. You see what I did right there, Tay, right? Before I start this show, you seen I switched to the Buzz and Petty, right? All right, so I'm a lightweight when it comes to drinking. Like really quickly, y'all, I'm a lightweight when it comes to drinking. And I was late to the party. When I say late to the party, kind of early as far as time is concerned, but late to the party when it came to drinking wine. So I'll never forget I had two friends who I used to work with, who was teachers out here, who moved to the Bay Area to start teaching out there. So I flew out there to visit them, right? Now, mind you, I've never drunk wine before. So, because I mean, let me tell you something. I grew up at a time where they had Boone's Farm, Strawberry Hill, Mad Dog 2020, Thunderbird. Like we had like that type of liquor. You know what I'm saying? Like some of y'all too young to even know what Strawberry Hill is. Some of y'all too young to know what Boone's Farm is. Some of y'all too young to know what some of y'all too young to know what MD 2020 and Thunderbird was. Hey, some of y'all really want to piss off your daddy? Go to one of your daddies or your uncles and be like, hey, you used to drink bottles and James. He gonna be like, what the don't ever insult me like that, talking about drinking some Bartles and James. So I was late to the party when it came to liquor, right? I mean, when it came to wine. So I flew out to the Bay Area, wine country, with to visit my friends, and they was like, hey, we got some wine. I was like, I don't really drink wine. I don't really drink wine like that. I drink, if I'm gonna drink some liquor. I'm gonna sip on some liquor. And so they like, you want some wine? I was like, cool. So they gave me some wine, and now I've learned that because there's a difference, right? Like they got red wine, white wine, dessert wine, and I think that I'm a dessert wine drinker because dessert wine is that's the sweet one, right? Some of y'all help me with my palate. That's the sweet one, right? Dessert wines are the sweet wines. That's what I like. I like the sweet wine. So they gave me a dessert wine. So got the wine, turned it up. They's like, hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, pump your brakes, little daddy. Slow down. You don't drink wine, you don't know the effect. I'm like, it was good though. It tastes like juice. It's like, all right, I'm gonna give you another cup. I mean, another glass. Slow down. You're not supposed to drink wine. You're supposed to like sip wine. You're supposed to enjoy wine. So they gave me the wine. So let me tell y'all what my dumb ass did, right? So I said, okay. They told me not to drink it like this. So I was just like this. So I didn't turn it up like this. I just had it right here and I was drinking it all. So fast forward, I'm gonna say about 20 minutes later, 25 minutes later. Like we sitting there, and we all like listen to music, everybody talking, like they had to get together, this, that, and other. Shh. I woke up the next morning on the couch like this. Like the Undertaker in this bit. Hey, oh, grab my pockets, making sure ain't nobody run my pockets because I knew I had passed out. I'm making sure ain't nobody run my pockets. Oh, okay, nobody run my pockets. And then you know what I'm saying? All right, I'm cool. I got all my clothes on still, so ain't nobody trying to take advantage of me while I was drunk and passed out because I was passed out. I was like, whew, all right, I'm good. I'm still fully dressed. Ain't nobody trying to run my pockets and nothing like that. I'm cool. Then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, shit. Boy, my head just started pounding, 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 pounding. By that time, my homegirl came out of her room. She's like, mm-hmm. Didn't I tell you? I told your ass to slow down. I told you. I told you you ain't never drunk no wine before. Here. I don't know. She gave me like some Advil or something. She's like, I knew that was gonna happen, but no, you always gotta act like you this, that, and other. So I was like, yeah, all right, man. So that is the reason why I don't drink a lot of wine like that. That is the reason why I don't drink a lot of liquor like that, because I am a lightweight. All right, let me see who else we got in here before we get started. Uh what up, though? So no streets for me. You was on CPT? Uh-huh. That's why. Oh, that sounds like it's good. Jameson and pineapple Fanta. I ain't never had that before. Well, first of all, I don't even think I've ever had Jameson. What is that? Is that like a whiskey? Or is that like, I don't know? Is that dark liquor? Look, I'm old enough. Look, this how old I am. Hey, that's a dark liquor or a light liquor? I don't. You got to tell me which one it is. Dark liquor or light liquor? Side note. Hey, is it me? Or do Michael Jordan look like he sweat dark liquor? Like Michael Jordan looked like he could stop drinking and for like 5 years he just sweat dark liquor. He look like he sweat dark liquor. Anyway, you already know it. Crown apple and apple juice. Mhm. Cooper Cup is gone. Where did he go? To the Seahawks. Hold on, you breaking some news right here, Diablo Valdez. Let me go ahead and look this up real quickly. Not saying I'm not, questioning you. What I'm saying is, all right, according to ES, well, first, let me give credit to Diablo Valdez. I appreciate that because I've been on here, so I haven't been looking at the breaking news or whatever the case may be. So shout out to you. I'm gonna leave it right here for just a second as I read this. All right. According to sources, wide receiver Cooper Cup to join Seahawks on a 3-year deal. It's according to ESPN. Former Super Bowl MVP Cooper Cup has reached an agreement on a 3-year contract with the Seattle Seahawks. Makes sense, but who they quarterback? Cup was released by the Los Angeles Rams at the start of the new league year Wednesday, ending his 8th-season run with the team. He joined the Rams as a third-round pick in 2017 out of Eastern Washington. Uh, I've seen all that. I've seen all that. I don't see the compensation. But yeah, so right here is what it says. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on. Let me read y'all something else real quick. Reach out. Here we go in my Joker voice. What's up, 713? What's going on? What's good, my guy? How you doing? ah. Oh, all right. Oh, Irish whiskey. That's what Jameson is. Yeah. Hey, DQ. That's what. Yeah. Shout out to Diablo Valdez for just letting us know that, and thank you, DQ, for letting us know Cooper Cup went to the Seahawks. That's what I just read. Oh, they do got Sam Darnold, don't they? Oh, yuck. 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 Senor Bubbly. What's going on? All right. So look. Let me read you all something else before we jump into this thing, right? So, according to ESPN, sources say Bengals making progress on Chase and Higgins deals. Two of the biggest Bengals stars could be landing new deals soon. The team's front office is actively working to get wide receivers Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Hey, does that mean that they're done with Trey Hendrickson? What's up, the real one? Hey, does that mean they're done with Trey Hendrickson? If they're working on Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I knew they was going to work on Jamar Chase. I did not know if they were going to keep T. Higgins or not. Because I'm not going to even lie. And listen, hold on. Let me write this down because I'm going to tell you how that affects the Houston Texans. So it says the team's front office is actively working to get wide receivers Jamar Chase and T. Higgins signed to a contract extension as quickly as possible. Sources told ESPN Adam Schefter on Friday afternoon. Progress on the deals for Chase, who is entering the final season of his contract, and Higgins, who received the franchise tag for the second straight year, has been made in recent days on long-term extensions. When those finally hit the books, they could end up being massive. The expectation around the league is that Chase's contract will average between 40.1 million and $41 million, sources told Schefter, which will make him the highest paid non-quarterback in league history. That mark is currently held by Browns defensive end Myles Garrett, who signed a 4-year extension worth $40 million per season. All right, yeah. Cool. Where does it? What about T. Higgins? That's the one thing that I'm looking for. Mm. Hmm. So they are the Trey Hendrickson is allowed to seek a trade. I remember them saying something like that. But you talk about what is the deal for for T Higgins though? I see what you're saying is going to be for Jamar Chase, but what is it going to be for T Higgins? And I'm going to tell you why. Um, I'm going to tell you why that I'm asking that question. Hold on, let me put that up there. What's up? What's up, the real one? Let me put this up there. My pick is when I was in Kansas City in the Jazz area district. All right, all right. I see you looking fly. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into this thing. Now that we've gotten some breaking news that's gonna affect the Houston Texans. And the reason why it's gonna affect the Houston Texans because our on Thursday's edition of the Texans Happy Hour, I told you all that I had wanted to get to talking about Cooper Cup and how I was, starting to finally buy in. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I was one of the ones who didn't want Cooper Cup at first because I was like, hey, look, I know what he used to be, but now he's gotten older. He's going to cost a lot of money. He's missed 18 games in the last 3 seasons. I know what he did in 2021. I know that he was a triple crown winner, meaning that the wide receiver who had the most yards, who had the most touchdowns and the most receptions. I know what he did when he was a Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl 56 when they defeated not Tampa Bay. Who did they defeat? Kansas City? Forgot who they beat. And I forgot who the Rams beat in the Super Bowl again. I have to go back and look. But I know what Cooper Cup used to be, right? I know what Cooper Cup used to be. And so for the longest, I kept saying, no, 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 no. I mean, you all remember a couple of days ago in this on the show, former NFL wide receiver Cecil Shorts had jumped in and he said Cup, and I was like, no, I'm kind of out on Cup. But then afterwards, they got me to thinking, so I went and looked, started doing some research, started watching some of the things, and I was like, you know what, maybe so, maybe Cooper Cup could have been maybe Cooper Cup could have been a good number 2 wide receiver, especially because he has familiarity with Texans offensive coordinator Nick Caley. Uh Hey, let me know. Can y'all hear me? Because it says my mic. Can y'all hear me? Raise your hand if you can hear me. Because I don't know. Oh, it said like I'm still. Can y'all hear me? Let me know. Somebody let me know if you can hear me. Okay, cool. Y'all can hear me. I didn't know because it said that my mic was muted. All right, so I was starting to buy into the idea of Cooper Cup being on the Houston Texans because he would fit in and he knows how to play the number 2 position now, because that's what he did with the Los Angeles Rams with Pika Nakua. And so I said, okay, it could work, but it just depends on how much money he wants, right? Because now that he's getting ready to sign a 3-year deal and they're going to have to pay him up in Seattle, he's definitely going to be the number 2, the Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like he's not going to go up there and he's not going to be the number 1. He's um oh, you can't hear me through this mic. You could hear me through. Let me see something, y'all. Let me see what's going on with my audio. Oh, y'all give me a second. Yeah, it's not coming through on my it's not coming through on my regular mic. Give me 1 second to see. I can see it here, but I can't see it picking up here. I don't know what happened, y'all. Give me a second. La da dee, la da da, la da dee, la da. See if that helped. Nope, still don't see it. Still don't see it. Oh, that sucks. And I know that changes the trajectory of the sound. I know that does, but what is going on here? Because it done that to me before. Give me a second. Let's see what's going on with this board. Check, check. All right. Hold on. Let me see something. Make sure that we're good here. All right, let me see something. All right, y'all, give me 1 second. I apologize. I'm having some technical difficulties over here. So let me see if that picked it up. There we go. All right. That was great. Negro engineering. Right. So now can y'all hear me better now? Y'all can hear the microphone again? You should be able to hear the microphone again. Let me check one more time. I guess Cooper Kupp just don't want me talking about him, huh? I'm gonna talk about you anyway, Cooper Kupp. All right, so he's gonna be. So I had started to come around to the idea of Cooper Kupp being with the Texans, and now breaking news: he's signing with, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, according to sources at ESPN, he's signing with the Seattle Seahawks. That's going to be interesting because, and maybe, hey, listen, maybe Sam Darnold learned some things by playing with Justin Jefferson. Maybe he did. Maybe he learned some things by playing with Justin Jefferson. And now that he's going to play with Jackson Smith and Jigba, who that's one of the people that I like. It's really interesting. They got rid of Tyler Lockett and kept and brought in Cooper Kupp. That's going to be different. But so now the Houston Texans lose out on Cooper Kupp, right? And like I said, it wasn't somebody that was super high on. I wasn't super high on Cooper Kupp, especially not with the price tag that he wanted. Hell, Cooper Kupp was damn near demanding the same amount of money that DK Metcalf wanted. And I'm saying, at least Kupp was a Super Bowl MVP. DK, what have you done? I digress. So now that kind of affects the Houston Texans. And now with this news that the Cincinnati Bengals are in negotiations with not only signing Jamar Chase, which was a given, like there was a given. We always knew that Jamar Chase was going to get the bag. Didn't know if T. Higgins was going to get the bag or not because they had franchise tagged him 2 years in a row. And so didn't know if T. Higgins was going to get the bag or not. And what a lot of people like myself was banking on when it came to the Houston Texans. I was like, okay, so if you miss out on a free agent this year, as far as wide receiver is concerned, and that free agent market was not good. At the top of the free agent market, you had Devontae Adams, then you had DK Metcalf. You still got Stephon Diggs out there who's coming off of an injury. And like I said, he could bounce back from that injury and have 3 to 4 more Pro Bowl like seasons. He can bounce back and have 1,000-yard season. Like he could bounce back from this. He could bounce back from that. It just depends on how much money he wants. I know Cooper Kupp, this is probably going to be his last long contract. So he wants to get the bag one more time. So Stephon Diggs may be searching for that same bag one more time. And he knows that he has a lot of options. He has a lot of options because the wide receiver market is weak. It's watered down. Listen, this wide receiver market is the equivalent to trying to use hot dog water twice or trying to boil noodles in the same water twice. Like if you boil a hot dog, you can't use the same water to boil hot dogs again. Or if you make ramen noodles in a pot, you can't use the same. You can't just take the noodles out there and stick another pack of noodles in there and think it's going to be effective. No, that water is for one time. It's gotten weak and it's got diluted. Same thing with hot dog water. Trying to use that twice, it's got weak. It's got diluted. That's exactly what the the wide receiver market is right now. Starting from free agency, before Devontae Adams went anywhere, before DK Metcalf went anywhere, before Cooper Cup, like the market was already weak. I think on the Locked On Texans podcast, I said to my co-host that it's half ripe, half rotten. It was half ripe, half rotten. Like Metcalf and Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs, and I mean, I guess you could add Cooper Cup in there too. They were on the right side of the fruit, so the top of the fruit was right. But if you turn the fruit over, the bottom is rotten. Because like some of those wide receivers, and I'm not going to name names, but some of those wide receivers and some of the things that they want, hey, bro, you might be just happy to get a contract. And that sucks for the Houston Texans, especially when your number 2 wide receiver in Tank Dell is out for the season. I mean, won't be playing football next season as he recovers from that horrific lower leg injury that he suffered in Week 16 against the Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to be out. He's not. And now you don't have Stephon Diggs. The market was already weak. You did not want to overpay. Like, listen, I get it. I said this before, and I'll say it again. I said it on multiple occasions. I wouldn't have gave DK Metcalf that amount of money. Side note, hey man, y'all might as well get ready for it. Y'all might as well get ready for it. Brace yourself for it. Steelers probably gonna fire Mike Tomlin. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm not saying they're gonna fire him before the season, but he could be fired in the season, or they may give him enough respect to fire him at the end of the season. And this might be one of them cold takes. You know how they do that freezing cold takes? Hey, if it is, cool. You can come right back to this. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I don't have a problem admitting when I'm wrong. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Sometimes talking about sports is like talking about the weather. You don't know what it is. And if you live in Houston, hell, you walk out with a coat on in the morning, you walk back in a tank top in the afternoon. So, but the way that the makeup and the look of the Pittsburgh Steelers is horrible. I digress. For as weak as that market, as weak as the wide receiver market is, the one thing that I always kept saying was, hey man, maybe they can get T. Higgins. Maybe they can get T. Higgins when he becomes available in 2026. Maybe T. Higgins will be available and could fill that number 2 spot. Even if you get a wide receiver, in the draft, right? Even if you get a good wide receiver in the draft, if you stay at number 25 and you don't move up, because you've all have heard this repeatedly, right? In order for them to get Matthew Golden, they're going to have to move up. They're going to have to give up some type of draft capital, and they're going to have to move up. Because I'm going to be honest with you, the Dallas Cowboys need a wide receiver, and Matthew Golden fits right into their system. And the Dallas Cowboys pick at number 12. And I don't think that any other teams above them is going to be looking for a wide receiver to take a wide receiver off the board that quick. So Matthew Golden, he probably won't make it to 25. So they're going to have to do some type of, Nick is going to have to do some type of rearranging to go up top. Now, if you can get Matthew Golden in the draft, then that's cool. He could be a number 2. Or, and I'm saying, like we've said this before, and I know that they picked up Justin Watson from the Kansas City Chiefs. He may be able to contribute. Or they may have, we talked about Jaden Higgins or Jalen Royals. They could become number 2 wide receivers. But when you're looking at the ones that could be day 1 starters, you're gonna have to jump up to get Matthew Golden. If you don't get Matthew Golden, at least you could have been playing the game of, all right, let me get another wide receiver to put over there, and then we still got Hutch, we still got Mechie. Now we picked up Justin Watson. Let's play number 2 by committee as we wait on T. Higgins. And as we wait on T. Higgins to come, then we can put that team together. And so with this happening though, with this breaking news that Cooper Cup is gone, and now that the Bengals are working to give T. Higgins a contract extension, it goes right into what I was saying Thursday night on the Texans happy hour when I said, hey, Nick got a hit. He gonna have to hit in the draft. He gonna have to play like he's shooting dice. He gonna have to hit in the draft because that wide receiver market is drying up, and if you cannot go out and overpay for Stephon Diggs, and I like Stephon Diggs. Don't get me wrong, but once these wide receivers start getting older and they start dealing with some of these catastrophic injuries and they're coming back from them, like they may lose a step. And so if they lose a step, then I don't know, y'all. Y'all tell me. Y'all drop it in the comments. Y'all tell me how you feel about T. Higgins and the Cincinnati Bengals negotiating, because I mean you can get Terry McLaurin next year if he doesn't resign or get a contract extension with the Washington Commanders. I mean you get Tank back next year, so I guess you're gonna get enough just to survive. I don't know, but losing Cup and probably potentially losing Higgins. Now what are you gonna do? How? What are you gonna do? And don't get me wrong. Listen, anytime you got CJ under center, anytime you got CJ back there, just like Tank Dell told me during his rookie season. Hey man, no, year two. He said, see, no, rookie season, because he was at the other locker. His rookie season. He said, CJ can make anybody number one wide receiver. That's exactly what he said. CJ can make anybody number one wide receiver. And I guess that's about to be put to the test, because we're about to see, when the coverage rolls over to Nico, now what they're going to do. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Drop that in the comments with this news that T. Higgins may not be available in 2026. And I'm pretty sure that he was on the board for the Houston Texans to go after, to be able to play opposite of Nico Collins. And you're going to get Tank Dell back. But see, y'all remember what I said this morning? Y'all remember what I said on Friday morning? Y'all remember what I said on Friday morning? What did I say? I said the window closes quickly. The window closes quickly. Ask the Cincinnati Bengals. The window closes quickly. Cincinnati Bengals went to the Super Bowl. They's riding high for Joe Burrow. They's riding high for Jamar Chase. And I know that Joe Burrow, sustained some injuries, whatever the case. But people thought that the Cincinnati Bengals would overtake the Kansas City Chiefs, and they would be in multiple Super Bowls quickly. They went to one. And with the way that things are going, sure, you got Joe Burrow, you got Jamar Chase, you got T. Higgins, but you're losing the NFL's leading. You're losing the one of the top defensive players in the NFL. Trey Hendrickson is going to be gone. Somebody is going to give up the amount of draft capital that the Cincinnati Bengals are looking for, and then they're going to give him. Then they're going to give him money. They're going to give Trey Hendrickson the money that he's looking for. And once they give Trey Hendrickson the money that he's looking for, once he seek the trade, now what are you doing? Now the Cincinnati Bengals are like, shit, now we got to go back and we got to get things done on the defensive side of the ball. Trey Hendrickson led the NFL in sacks last year, and they let him walk because they can't afford to keep Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, and Trey Hendrickson, and try to make sure that you got some competitive players on the field. And I'm telling you that to tell you this. That's what's going to happen with the Houston Texans. They only have a small window to get this thing done, to get the things put in place so they can make an AFC championship run, so they can make a Super Bowl run. Because if not, you're looking at you're going to be looking up and you're going to be like, damn, man, I thought we was going to be better than that. We won the AFC South 2 times, but I thought we was going to be better than that. That window closes quickly. Closes real quickly. And like I said this morning, hey man, ain't nobody gonna look around and be talking about no AFC South banners. At one point these players are gonna, these fans are gonna be like, we don't want that. We don't want that, Sarge. No, we good. No, we're good. So like I said, now they're getting to the point where they're gonna have to do something. And Nick is gonna have to do something because you're not gonna want to keep seeing AFC South banners hung. You want to see some AFC Championship banners hung. You want to see some Super Bowl banners won. And like I said, it looks like that window is closing quickly. Now, for as bad as the Houston Texans have done in the free agency market, and look, I understand they hit on one, they hit on maybe one, maybe two. Look, let's not sugarcoat it. The Houston Texans have not done well in free agency so far. And look, I know that you believe in Nick Casario. I know you believe in D'Amico Ryans. I know you believe they can get it done, and they're gonna have to get it done through the draft, but you're still gonna have to wait for these players to develop. There are some day one starters that they can get, but you're still gonna have to try to wait for them to develop. And so you're looking at the moves that they've made. Don't get me wrong, they've made some moves to sustain what they got, but and they're a very talented team on defense. We've talked about this way, 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 way long time ago. On defense side of the ball, they're stout. Going out and trading Kenyon Green and getting CJ Gardner Johnson. That's the one thing that they needed. One thing that can help them out a lot. One thing that solidifies a hole that they had. I think that you all seen on my social media. I put out that the clip that I put out that said that D'Amico Ryans finally got the missing piece to his puzzle. That's all he needed was some safety help over the top. Now, because if you're not going to be able to fix that offense and you're going to wait for this offensive coordinator to implement his system, you got to wait for this offensive line to gel and get themselves together and work one as a unit. And in free agency, you didn't address a lot of that. In free agency, you didn't address a lot of things on the offense side of the ball. On the free agency, you didn't get what you needed. But even with that being said, the Houston Texans are still better than everybody else in the AFC South. I still don't see a team, and I'm talking about barring injury. If the Houston Texans stay healthy the entire year, of course, it's football. So you're gonna have you're gonna get nicked here, nicked there. Somebody may miss one or two games, but as it's currently constructed, man, it ain't nobody in the AFC South that can beat the Houston Texans. Hell, if you think that if you think the Houston Texans had a bad free agency, let's look at this, y'all. I'm gonna share my screen with you. If you think that the Houston Texans had a bad free agency, then let's look at these other teams that's in the AFC South. You got the Indianapolis Colts. They signed Daniel Jones. They signed Khalil Herbert, Ashton Doolin, Danny Pinter, Corey Ballentine, Shavarius Ward, Cameron Bynum. Good pieces that'll fit on that team, but that ain't enough to beat the Houston Texans. Jacksonville, they had a decent free agency. They got Nick Mullins. They got and I look, free agency period is still going on. I'm just talking about the first couple of days. Nick Mullins, Diami Brown, Hunter Long, Johnny Munt, Chuma Adoga, Robert Hainsey, Patrick McCary, Jordan Lewis, former Houston Texans safety Eric Murray. Tennessee Titans got Brandon Allen, Van Jefferson, Dan Moore Jr., Blake Hance, Kevin Zeitler. Now he's going to help them out a lot. Corey Levin, Draymond Jones, Sebastian Joseph Day, Cody Barton, Xavier Woods, Morgan Cox, Johnny Hecker. And I know that Tennessee is probably going to draft a quarterback, so that's going to help them out some. But when you're looking at this free agency, and then you go and you look and you see what the Houston Texans done. They re-signed Dare Ugumawale. They brought over Braxton Berrios, Christian Kirk. That's one of the big free agent signings for the Houston Texans. Justin Watson. We still got to see what he's going to do. Ed Ingram, Laken Tomlinson, Derek Barton, re-signed Derek Barnett, Daryl Taylor, edge rusher. I think he was with Chicago. Re-signed Mario Edwards, brought back Sheldon Rankins, got Nick Neiman, Tremont Smith is back, CJ Gardner Johnson. That's probably the best out of everything that happened. CJ Gardner Johnson, Christian Kirk, and they re-signed MJ Stewart, but CJ Gardner Johnson would be one. Christian Kirk would be two, And then I would say that Sheldon Rankins and Braxton Berrios would be 3 for me if I had to rank the free agent signings. So that's all I'm saying is that even with a lackluster free agency, the Houston Texans are still the team to beat in the AFC South. They're still the team to beat in the AFC South. Nobody else got better. And I know that, the draft is still coming up next month. And even with the draft coming up, I don't see it. I just don't, because nobody in the AFC South has the defense that the Houston Texans have. So even if they're inept on offense, they can just use the defense to go back and get the ball. The defense can just go and get the ball back. So we'll see. And this is a very listen. I know that the draft 3 years ago, the 20 what year is 2025? Well, I know that the 2023 draft was very, very important because you needed a quarterback and you was able to get CJ Stroud and Will Anderson back to back. That was a very important draft for D'Amico Ryans, his first NFL draft as a head coach. That was very important for them. That was very important for them. But this draft is just as important, at least to me. And the reason why I say that is because you do have Nico Collins, you do have Joe Mixon, you do have CJ Stroud, but you got a lot of holes that you got to fill. If I'm the Houston Texans, I'm saying to myself now, everything that I get, what's up, AD? Everything that I get going into the draft. I mean, everything that I've gotten so far in free agency on the defense side of the ball, I'd be good if I'm Nick Casario. I'm like, hey, look, let me tell you something, D'Amico. We good on defense. I'm gonna use these first 4 picks, or I'm gonna trade up to work on the offense. I'm going to work on trying to get the offense fixed in the draft. We got what we need as far as defense is concerned. And even through our training camp, after training camp cuts, there may be some people out there that's going to get released, and we could bring them in as pieces. But other than that, nah, I'm not. I look, the Houston Texans. Hey, if I'm y'all, I'm not taking a defensive. I'm not making a defensive draft pick until like round 5. And then I'm still thinking, because I'm like, I need a backup running back. And if there's a backup running back in round 5 or even round 4, and I'm not looking at the draft order, so I don't know what the Texans draft order is right now. Outside of 25 in round 1 and 52 in round 2, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not touching the defense. I am not touching the defense at all in the draft, not in the first 3-4 picks. If I move up, I'm moving up to get an offensive lineman, or I'm moving up to get a wide receiver. Now, I've been asked this a lot, right? I've been asked this a lot. And if you're just now joining, hey, welcome to the Texans Happy Hour. I still believe that the Houston Texans are the kings of the South. Thank you for tuning in to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge show. I'm your host, Big Sarge. I'm looking at when I look at it, I'm looking at like the Houston Texans. I just don't know what's going. I just don't think that a day one starter that will contribute as far as wide receivers are concerned is going to be a number 25. And if I'm jumping up to go get Matthew Golden. I'm going to go and I'm going to get him. You know exactly who he is. You've seen everything that you need to see. He's a local kid, played at U of H. You need to know who he is. Hey, call Tank Dell. He'll tell you. You seen what he did with the Texas Longhorns, and you see how they suffered when he got injured. I'm a firm believer in, hey, look, we can get us an offensive lineman, cool, but I got to give CJ another option, because right now he only has one. He only has Nico. I got to go get him another option. And like we talked about earlier, with the way that the free agent market for wide receivers this year was not good, and now that Cooper Kupp who could have potentially helped you out. I wouldn't have brought Cooper Cup in. Listen, let me tell you something. I ain't bringing Cooper Cup in no 3-year deal. Not with the amount of money that he wants, and not with the amount of injuries that he sustains. You missed 18 games in the last 3 years, my guy. No, I can't give you that amount of money that you want, and I'm not bringing you in on a 3-year deal. I'll give you a 1-year deal, and if you can prove it to me, then I'll bring you back. If you can prove that you can stay healthy and that you may have lost a step due to father time, I'm cool. But I wouldn't have gave Cooper Cup no 3-year deal. Nah. So Seattle and Cooper. Hey, look, Cooper Cup, you got a good deal in Seattle. I would have taken it too. Hell, just like DK Metcalf, like the Seattle Seahawks got what they wanted. He got what he wanted. I mean, it's a good deal. You ain't gonna win no games. Just like I don't think you're gonna really win no games in Seattle. Cause AD, let me ask a question. Uh let me ask you a question real quickly. Hey, didn't Clint Kubiak, who used to be the offensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints, he's in Seattle now, right? He's in Seattle. I want to see, right? If I'm not mistaken, can somebody put that? Hey, look, if y'all don't mind, can somebody look that up? Hold on, Jack. I like that. The golden pick. I like that. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Clint Kubiak go to Seattle? He's the offense coordinator. Thank you, AD. Yes. Hey, Clint Kubiak is not Kevin O'Connell. So whatever Kevin O'Connell was able to get out of Sam Darnold in Minnesota, Clint Kubiak not getting that. Clint Kubiak not getting that out of Sam Darnold. Maybe they in a rebuilding year too. Maybe they rebuilding. And Cooper Cup went where he can get the bag. Hey, they gonna give you the bag. They gonna give you the bag. The biggest news that affects the Houston Texans today is that T. Higgins is in negotiation to sign an extension with the Cincinnati Bengals. Like I said, that was somebody that I was definitely going to keep an eye on throughout this whole season. And if I'm a Texans fan, I'm saying to myself, hey, look, I hope he don't sign. I hope he don't sign. I hope that the owner come out and say something bad about him. I hope that they trash him and say some bad things about him in I said Seattle, in Cincinnati, so he can be available. Because that free agent market ain't good as far as wide receivers are concerned this year. And it just gets a tad bit better next year. And that's why AD, this is what you said. AD says, honestly, they should not trade up at all. Then you're not going to get Matthew Golden. And I know that, a lot of you all are big on, hold on, where's my paper at? Jaden Higgins, right? Jaden Higgins. I like Jaden Higgins. I like Jalen Royals. I like both of them. They're not Matthew Golden. They're not. So hold on, because when we first read it, we didn't see they didn't have the numbers out. So have they signed the deal? Is it has the deal been approved? Let me see. Yeah, I haven't seen that. So um let me see something. Y'all give me a second. Let me look at something real quick. Hold on one second, because I gotta get up out of here. I know the Rockets play tonight. Let me see. No, I don't want to do that. Let me see. Let me see something right quick, y'all. Y'all just give me 1 second. I want to see. Because y'all know I don't like to do mock drafts. So I want to look at the mock drafts and I want to see where they have. Let me see. Okay, so real quickly. All right. I got Cam Ward. One. Travis Hunter going 3. McMillan. First wide receiver they say is going to be off the board is McMillan out of Arizona. Let me see. Yeah, I know Tyler Warren is going to be gone. And look, y'all know me. I'm just looking at I'm just looking at stuff right now. I'm just looking at. Let me share my screen with y'all real quick. Because this is what I've seen on multiple occasions. This is what I told you all. This is what I said close to the beginning of the show. And AD, I seen what you said. No, he's not going top 10, but I'm telling you, and I know because I'm a Cowboys fan, I have been looking and I've been watching. I've been like, okay, so who the Cowboys gonna take? And this is why I keep saying that because this is the buzz, and this is the buzz around Dallas right now. And I'm talking about like Dallas, Arlington, where the Cowboys are. But this is the buzz. If you listen to the sports people, the people who does sports, the sports media up in that metroplex area, this is what this is the thing that has been getting the most buzz. And that's what I'm saying. So like, look, even if they don't take him, even if the Cowboys don't take him at 12, we're still looking at look, they need an offensive lineman, but they also need wide receivers. They need wide receivers, but they say they got to take, they may take. Um, so let's see who they got the Texans taking. Hmm. They don't even have what you call it going. So, Emeka Abuke, he may be available. Luther Burden may be right there. He could be. And I don't think that Luther Burden is better than Matthew Golden, but I mean, hey, look, nobody seen Pika Nakua coming. And I'm pretty sure if you ask Nick Cayley, he probably was like, we seen the talent he had. And listen, let me tell you something, man. This is all a look, all we're doing is talking right now. Nothing won't be solidified until the draft actually happens. So we're all just really giving our opinions. And I'm saying that if you want the best, you're not going to jump up to get McMillan. But if Golden is there, you got to go get Golden or not, and then make sure that you can make these other players work. Maybe you could do some reshifting. Maybe you could take, see if what you can do because you got to take an offensive lineman. If you take a wide receiver at number 25, you're gonna have to take an offensive lineman in your next pick, or you're gonna have to work some way to get that pick. But the offensive side of the ball is still the focus for the Houston Texans. And like I said, currently constructed, they can still beat everybody in the AFC South right now. They're still the team to beat in the AFC South. That's just based off of defense alone. Ain't got nobody, and there's not a team that I've seen in the AFC South that could beat the Houston Texans right now. If they play right now today, and they still Texans got enough, even without a number 2 wide receiver, to beat these other teams in the league. And so that's going to be interesting. But like I said, that window is going to close quickly. And you don't want the Houston Texans to end up like the Cincinnati Bengals. And they got to the mountaintop, couldn't get over the mountaintop. So now they're still searching to try to get to they just trying to get to the mountain again. Hell, forget the mountaintop. They trying to get to the mountain. But that window's going to close. That window's going to close quickly, especially with these extensions that these players are going to want. And Houston Texans can't just keep hanging AFC South banners in NRG. You're going to have to put something else up there. Your fan base deserves it. Where can I call in? Hey, you know what, AD? I got to get ready to go, but call my phone right now. You got my number. You got my number. Call my phone right now. I will put you on air. I'm not gonna run it through. I'm not gonna run it through my board, but I do like I did Cody Davis this morning. I I'll do it like I did Cody, and have it here. Let me see. What's up? Where you at? You at home?
No, I'm on the road trying to make it home.
Oh,
Trying to
okay.
get some traffic.
Hey, for those of you all who are tuning in right now to the Sports Talk with Big Sar show, the Texans Happy Hour right now, I have are you the CEO of the H-Town Rundown?
Owner and proprietor.
So oh my God, did nobody ask you to use no A&M, no Texas A&M words? I just asked. You could have just said use the owner. I don't need sole proprietor. I know what proprietor means. And the most of my supporters and the people who are watching this right now, they know what proprietor mean. But you know, people are sipping on a little something right now. So
Put my PV education.
I almost called you by your government name. I almost called you by your government name. What's up, man? I listen, and you caught me again where I don't. I told you I'm bringing you on the show next week. I don't want to talk about this Larry Thompson stuff till I can see your face.
No. This is for another time.
Hey, wait, hold on. Tay say that's AD freak ass. But what's going on, AD? I got a couple of minutes for you. What's up?
Hey, so we talking about wide receiver.
Yep.
We talking about those. Honestly, I think Ted is gonna fall. I don't think he's gonna be the first receiver off the board. Like you say, Matthew Golden may not be there, and I'm cool with that. I'm all for Luther Burden. I think him and Luther Burden and Ted, they all in the same stratosphere.
Okay.
So I think that one of those three will be there in 25. Honestly, if you want to be real, I think Josh Simmons at 25 would be the perfect pick for the Texans.
And that's the offensive lineman out of Ohio State, right?
Ohio State. That's the tackle. If I'm not mistaken, they said he would have been the number one tackle taken off the board if he hadn't gotten hurt.
Okay. So with that being said, AD, all right, because I've had this debate, and I listen. You already know how I am, bro. I respect everything you say. Now I may disagree with it, and I'm disagreeing with it right now because I know the Houston Texans got a lot of needs on the offense side of the ball. We talked ad nauseum about them needing a number 2 wide receiver. We talked about them being needing another some more offensive line help. Hell, they need a backup running back. Like they need. Hey, listen. Hey, don't knock Damian Pierce. You know what he can do on the special teams, man.
Hey, that's why we signed Braxton Berrios.
Hey, look, hey, I'm just saying. Don't knock DP, man, and don't knock Dare like that, bro. Why don't disrespect Dare Ugabawale like that, man. Hell, the way that Kaimi been kicking hell, Dare may be competing for the spot. But so I know that the Houston Texans have a lot of holes that needs to be filled on the offense side of the ball, and I know that there's a lot of people just like who shares your same opinion that says that the Houston Texans should take an offensive lineman. I say you take a wide receiver because if you're gonna roll the coverage, you're gonna roll the coverage to Nico, and the defense is gonna roll the coverage to Nico, and if you don't have somebody solid at that number 2 position, and if you're depending on a rookie, these defensive coordinators not going to respect no rookie right off the rip. They're not going to respect. They're not going to respect no rookie right off the rip. They're going to have to go out there and they're going to have to prove it, right? But still, if you are going to depend on a rookie to be a number 2 wide receiver, then you got to go out there. You can't get no projects. You can't get no projects.
I think the whole where you coming from is kind of misjudging what they've done as well. Christian Kirk is your number two, and he's a solid number two. He's the perfect number two for Nico Collins.
Mm.
So I think that, when you're talking about having a rookie receiver, the rookie receiver I'm talking about, if you bring him in, whoever you bring in, because I feel like they're gonna draft a receiver regardless. Just don't know where. But if you bring them in at 25 or wherever else we pick, definitely see them being number three.
Okay, so
And then them going against Mitchie and Hutchinson for number 3 and 4.
so you taking Christian Kirk out of the slot and putting him back outside.
Christian Kirk can play anywhere.
I mean I know he can. I mean,
And he does it.
listen,
Does it well.
we,
My
we
thing is,
we just talked about
the
Dare.
thing about it,
Dare can play field goal kicker.
but the thing about it, when you're talking about number two doesn't necessarily mean he has to be outside.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes, number 2 wide receiver, or number 1 wide receiver, is tight end.
I get that, right?
Same thing with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, number 1 receiver, is a slot.
And don't get me wrong. I get that, right? Don't get me wrong. I get that, right? I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying you're wrong. But when I look at a number 2 wide receiver, what I look at is somebody who can play. And I mean, let's just be honest. Like Lamar Jackson's to go to talk about your Lamar Jackson point. His number 1 wide receiver you say is a slot, right? Zay Flowers is what we're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's because he's the best wide receiver they got. He the best wide receiver they have. They ain't got nobody else. They just signed DeAndre Hopkins, man. And so you see what I'm saying? So traditionally, when I look at it, right? When I look at it, I say, okay, you look at a number 2 wide receiver. You look at somebody who can play on the outside. And I'm going to be honest with you. I want to bring in a number 2 wide receiver that I can put out on the outside and leave Christian Kirk at. And let me say this: I don't want to disrespect Christian Kirk because I'm a Christian Kirk fan. Ain't he coming off an injury, right? Okay, I know, but he's coming off of he's coming off an injury. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people don't realize that um Trevor Lawrence could have been better. He could have he could have been. He doesn't warrant. That's why I keep telling y'all money don't equate to being a leader. Money and leadership don't always go hand in hand because no, I ain't getting into it. No, I ain't getting into it because what I'm saying, the reason why I'm saying that is because Trevor Lawrence got all that money, and I don't think that Trevor Lawrence shows leadership skills on the field, but I don't cover the Jacksonville Jaguars, so I don't know what he's like. Now I can get the answer. Yeah, so but what I'm saying that to say that there's a lot of people who cover Jacksonville who are not bought in on Trevor Lawrence and Trevor Lawrence being a quarterback. So Christian Kirk coming here playing with CJ, we may see a different, Christian Kirk, or we're going to see because it's weird that we're going to say we need the Arizona Cardinals Christian Kirk with Kyler Murray. I wonder if they play Call of Duty together. You think?
I don't think Christian Kirk played video.
But so real quickly though, I see what you're saying, but I'm just like, I need Christian Kirk. Excuse me for a second. I need Christian Kirk to be more of a safety valve. I need him in that slot. I need him to manipulate. I need him to be able to manipulate the defenses that way. And because if you're not going to get the best offense, if you're not going into the season with the best offense line, you got to devise a offensive scheme to be able to get the ball out of his hands quickly. And so if you got Christian Kirk and Matthew Golden on the same side, man, or Luther Burden, or I'm going to be honest with you, while I got you here, I'm not going to even lie. So even if they don't do that, right, bro, I like Jalen Royals.
Oh, absolutely. He Debo Jr.
Out of Utah State.
Yeah, Debo Jr.
Bro.
That's what I call him.
And so, hey, look, if they're gonna go offensive linemen, in the first couple of the first couple of picks, they got to find a way to get Jalen Royals. And if he could stay healthy, bro, oh man.
I just don't see them taking offensive linemen back to back. I understand the need and everybody, feeling some type of way about it, but I I also like the options, some of the options they have in house too.
Yeah.
I do like Ladarius Henderson. I love Ladarius Henderson. I love the man. Like when they talk about mentality, I know he was hurt this year, and honestly, I think he would have been like a third round pick last year if he didn't hurt his foot last year. So
He's a big guy too.
yep. And they did a draft and stash. He's gonna be your guard. He can be a guard option. I know people don't really like Zach Thomas. They like what he did with the Patriots. But Zach Thomas is another guy that can fight for a position on this offensive line as well.
I mean, but when we talk about, look, people pumped up Kendrick Green, bro. A player that Mike Tomlin said was the worst offensive lineman he ever seen in his entire life. And so, I need to see it.
It don't help. The reason why people pump up Kendrick Green is because of his mentality. And the mentality, I'm trying not to give away my points for next week, but mentality is a big part of what the Texans needed. Because I guarantee you, if you had 4 Kendrick Greens on that offensive line, it probably would be a whole totally different offensive line.
Well, wait a minute. Come on now, AD. Time out. I'm not going to let you get away with that. Now, listen, Ladarius Henderson is somebody that I have been talking about a lot. Somebody that I've been telling people once he comes back, man, I'm curious to see, how he's going to look, because he started out at Arizona State, and who was he protecting? Jaden Daniels. Went to Michigan, protecting JJ McCarthy, won a national championship with Michigan. When he left Arizona State, he transferred to Michigan. They didn't promise him a position. They was like, hey, look, we already got some studs here. So we'll bring you here. Because we definitely need the depth. But if you're trying to start, you're gonna have to fight for that position. All he did was fought for a position and won it. And so I know that he can play the position. I like his attitude. But with Kendrick Green, come on now. Listen, I know you his mentality, and I listen. That's another player. What I'm saying now, I got a good relationship with Kendrick Green inside of the locker room, but the mentality and the skill set did not match up. Remember now, they had an option to go to Kendrick Green before they moved Titus Howard from right tackle to the left guard position, and they decided not to. So hey, you just gonna be. They had an option to put him in the game, and they still stuck with Kenyon. And so you could, that attitude. Hey, we need you on the sideline as the rah-rah guy. Hey man, y'all doing good, bro. Just keep it up, man. You gonna get them next time. Like y'all talking about. And look, I don't want you to give away your points, and we're gonna talk about this next week. But I just don't understand. What y'all mean by y'all need this type of mentality, and y'all need, you know what? I put it like this: if you got the Philadelphia Eagles linemen and got their mentality, like they should have got Mekhi Becton, man.
They still can, but
they should.
So the whole thing about it is, look, I'm gonna say this, and I said it before. Mekhi Becton was the Kenyon Green of the New York Jets. And went to Philadelphia and got turned around. Which is why I'm gonna say Kenyon Green. Don't be surprised if Kenyon Green, if the Eagles make another run to the Super Bowl and Kenyon Green becomes a Pro Bowl. So,
and you know where they putting them, right?
I know.
Okay.
Putting them next to Lane. So I already know. So it's just the point of when you're talking about mentality, it's the nastiness. It's the I'm a spit in your face and what you gonna do about it mentality. That and willing to box and fight on any given play. That's what I want on offensive line. That's why Philly is so great. That's why Baltimore be so great, because they offensive linemen are nasty or angry or mad. You have a lot of okay. Oh, that's what you had. Yeah, okay, you got me. All right, whatever type guys. You didn't have that. That's why they got rid of 3 of them.
I get you. Don't get me wrong. I understand your point, but
like you talked about Ladarius, and Ladarius played guard in Arizona State. And he played out of position in Michigan.
Yeah.
At tackle. So that was why I say I see him as a guard. He's a big big guard. What is he like 6'5",
Mm-hmm.
320, 330?
So
So
let me ask, let's take, because we know I don't want to keep using the Eagles, because we know that by far the Eagles have the best offensive line coach in the league. We know that, right? So let's remove the Eagles, right? So who was the let's use Minnesota. You like, because Minnesota had a good offensive line, but who was the nasty on their offensive line? I mean, y'all talk about Ed Ingram, and I get it, but I mean, Ed Ingram,
Dalton Risner,
huh?
Bradbury.
So Reisner, who was backing, hold on, Reisner, who was backing up, um, Ed Ingram. And I know that he dealt with some injuries, but he was still backing him up. And before they moved Ed Ingram out of the lineup for ineffective play, like, he was playing behind Ed Ingram. And Ed Ingram, I mean, I don't like to use a lot of the PFF grades, but I mean, look how he graded out.
I hate PFF grades.
Yeah, they
That
be
don't
tripping
tell us.
sometimes. Hey, J Rock say all he want is pancakes and clean pockets.
You may get some pancakes, but I don't know about clean pockets. Just bring you some syrup.
Man, I got to get up out of here. Ad, tell the people.
For sure.
Look,
I
hold on.
already know. Yeah.
Come on, DEI. DEI. Tell the people about your show.
Y'all can find me.
Not tonight though. Not on Fridays. They'll work on Fridays and Tuesdays.
So hold on. Don't listen to RG Mike. RG Mike went on his own rampage and went on his own accord to try to promote the H-Town Rundown.
Hey man, don't do White Mike like that. Don't do White Mike like that, man.
That was not authorized. Right now, during the all season, we're doing one episode a week, and right now we're doing them on Wednesday nights.
So y'all only working on Wednesdays?
7 o'clock. Only working one day a week.
Boy,
One day a week.
y'all are DIs.
We work from home. We work from home the rest of the week.
Oh no, the government said y'all can't. Hey, President Trump stop all that. Hey, bring y'all asses back to the office.
President Trump firing people, now you gotta bring them back to them.
And he bring it back to the office. Get your ass back to the office. You only work once a week.
Once a week.
Nah.
I can't give out all the good content every day. I can't do that.
You give it away on Spaces.
Not as much as people still.
You give it away on
Spaces either. I be back in the cut shooting.
Hey, look, cause them content thieves be out, boy. They be showing up. They come in with the poo shiesty on. Well, them content thieves will come on with the poo shiesties on. But so the H-Town rundown, the H-Town rundown on Wednesday nights for the football side. What about for the basketball side?
Basketball side on Sundays.
Okay. And listen, y'all.
Unless there's a game.
Yeah. And let me tell y'all something. 80 and I go back and forth. We're gonna have this conversation next week. Hey, but maybe Wednesday. You know what? I tell you what, Wednesday I'll come on your platform. That way, because you're gonna need backup. So you can have Swan and White Mike.
No. Hey, we talking about the offensive line anyway on Wednesday. We starting our 5-part series, so we can go right ahead. We go ahead have it out.
Cool. Man, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. You already know.
Hey, just so y'all know, everybody, J Rock, Tay, Marcus, all y'all can't call me. Open up the floodgates. Open it up. I've been asking for it for months.
Hey, look, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. I have a board, right? I have a board. Okay, let me tell you something. I can Bluetooth you in through my board that I have right here, right? The problem is I had to put on headphones, and I don't have no headphones that fit over this cowboy hat. And them little bitty ones don't fit in my ear right. So that's why listen, the board that I have, you can call in, I put you right in and come, and it's just like being on the radio. But I can't find no headphones that's gonna fit me that way yet. So maybe I gotta. Hey, look. Hey, now tell one of your uncles to give me one of them truck driving headphones where they look like they work for the McDonald's drive-through, man. No, but I want the 80. That's it's coming though, bro. The call-in feature, it's coming. That's why I do a lot of the talking back in the comments. But appreciate it, my guy.
Sure, man. man. Appreciate you having me on.
Hey, look, hey, AD, wait. Before you go, right? Let me tell you this. You listening? I'm going to hang up, and I'm going to hang up and go back to the show, and I'm still going to talk about you. So I just want you to know, I just want you to know that I'm still going to talk about you right now, okay? All right, man. All right, appreciate it, man. All right. Hey, look, you never know what's going to happen on the Texas Happy Hour, right? You never know. And that's the type of conversation that AD and I have back and forth about the difference. And hey, look, let me tell you something, man. Chris, hey, God rest Chris soul. Chris and AD, they are two of the people that I used to lean on the most, right? Lean on the most because I know that those guys, when they study, they study. They know they could tell you about. Look, Chris, God rest his soul, could tell you about a third string offensive tackle coming out of Eastern Michigan. I'd be like, who is that, Chris? Let me tell you something right now, Sarge. He got his mobility and his technique and his kick step. He good, Sarge. If he's still around when the Texans draft, then you take him. Now, he had a big misjudgment on Will Anderson Jr. though. Just like AD was wrong about Henry To'oTo'o, and I told him on more than one occasion that he was wrong. He won't listen to me though. He won't listen. I got to get out of here, y'all. The Houston Rockets are taking on the Dallas Mavericks, and they're shooting for their to extend their winning streak to 5 games. So I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Listen, I really appreciate y'all. I tell AD to remember Drea. I'm not doing that. I really appreciate y'all. We're heading into the weekend. The Houston Rockets have a back-to-back. They play Dallas Mavericks on Friday night, and then they play the Chicago Bulls on Saturday night. But that don't mean that y'all may not see me on Saturday. So y'all keep them alerts on. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Big Sarge Media. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Because, you know, we do everything for the gram. Got big news coming. Yes, I will. And here in about a week or two, I will open up the call-in feature so you all can call in. And then look, don't get me wrong, you're going to be able to call in, but we're still going to be communicating right here in the comments as well. So I appreciate y'all, everything. I thank y'all for rocking with me for this last hour and 15 minutes. AD, I cannot wait to come on the H-Town Rundown. And listen, let me tell y'all something. I'm telling y'all something right now. I'm coming in that one deep. I might come in there with a baseball bat. Like, I'm ready. Because Swan going to be in there. She going to attack me. White Mike going to attack me. AD going to attack me. Now, there's one person on the show that may not attack me because he left and moved to Iowa. And then he left. He was single. And then he came back. He had a white woman. So yeah. Big Sarge. I'm out.